genius farmers growing the seeds of greatness together. And today we have the fabulous Dolores on the line. Dolores, welcome. Are you there?
Yes, I am.
How beautiful. Well, thank you for joining us. You have
Thank you for inviting me.
joined the Passion Show. So, Dolores, last week we spoke about passion, and you know that your passion leads you to your purpose. And there were a number of questions that we asked the listeners to reflect upon. You know, what is it that makes their heart sing? And so I wondered if you are going to share with us today some of the things that actually makes your heart sing. So in terms of the work that you are currently doing, what is your story? What would you like to share with us?
Well, my story is that I am a person that loves to help others and enjoy seeing their response when the help has come through to what they require. And having been in nursing for 36 years, helping people has always been on my agenda, and being part of community groups all my life has prepared me for this job in which I am seeing people smile despite all their trials and tribulations.
How beautiful! And what is it that led you to this work, Dolores? Just share with the listeners what took you to this.
What took me to this work? I was a trustee on the committee for a while, and unfortunately, I fell ill, but still was working full time. And then a year and a half ago, I realized that the organization wasn't going where I think it should be going and helping the people that it should help. So I did it as the manager for 1 year and found that we were losing our funding and I was losing my soul working in the NHS. So I gave up my job in the NHS and came to save the organization. And we are still here a year and 5 months later.
Well done. How absolutely brilliant. So, what is it that really makes what is it that gives you the fire in your belly? Because I'm getting, you said you were dissatisfied. So, there's some fire in your belly that says, you know, I can do better than this.
The fire in my belly is wanting to communicate and reach people at depths that other people just pass, just brush by and, um, just make them feel useless. And everybody's here for a purpose, and we're supposed to support them to find that purpose. And I found while working with my sickle cell patients and thalassemia patients, there were things that were simple but weren't identified. And in talking, they got those aha moments that made both of us feel good. And they are living their life in a different way.
Oh, you make me want to dance. That is just so beautiful because you know oftentimes I say, you know, when your life is really devoid of purpose and there's an absence of meaning in your life, you sometimes experience emptiness, you know, that lack of something and a yearning to do something different, and that you are likely to feel a little bit confused and sometimes even depression. And you step into your power and you recognize that your inner voice was telling you that you can achieve much more and present what you want to your listeners. So well done. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
What
But
outcomes would you want your audience to have? So, in other words, I'm saying to you, what are some of the key messages you'd want to share with this passionate audience?
with the passionate audience is that with your passion, when you reach out to others, they feel it and they see it. And there's nothing that could give you monetary gain for that experience and knowing that you're doing what it is you were meant to do. And for others out there is reach out and touch someone. It does make a difference.
It does make a difference. So, for the people who have really forgotten their dreams, and yes, so many people have forgotten their dreams, what would you say to them?
Start dreaming again.
Say it again.
Start dreaming again.
Start dreaming again. So, have you done some dreaming recently, Anne Dolores?
I have. And it's strange that my dreams or my vision or whatever people want to call it has made me, someone called me, I am now a magnet for people. People are coming to me. And it is miracles in small ways and big ways. And the fact that I am still here, despite the fact that we were supposed to be closed down, is a dream come true.
A dream come true. So, um, what ideas would you give to someone who is still saying, dreaming again?
When you, how do you start dreaming again? Start believing in yourself and know who you are, and your dreams will start
Brilliant.
because you would realize that there's something missing and you need to go and get it and experience it.
Hmm. Start dreaming again. Yes, I just like others to hear that. So, if you're on the other side listening to this, I'd encourage you to really take on what Anne Dolores has actually said about start dreaming again. You know, I'll share something with you, Anne Dolores, as we are co-hosting here, that in 2012, I had just finished a very long spell as a non executive director in the National Health Service. Um, and that long spell was 21 continuous board years at the board level, including 10 years as a chairman. And so when I gave that up, I really had to give myself some space in my garden because although I was doing my consultancy, I needed some more space. And I spent the time in my garden. And as I was spending the time in my garden, I recognized that I was not yet ready to retire. And I started dreaming again and dug deep. And as I dug deep, I really came to that conclusion that my purpose was still calling me. And my inner voice was saying to me, your greatest work is yet to be done, and you need to write. And the rest of that is history because I have published so many books since. But I really want to come back to you and draw on your experience because what you said was just so profound about start dreaming again. So, in terms of the people who you want to reach out to beyond Bristol and certainly beyond the national level, because I recognize that you recently have been supporting people right across the United Kingdom, right across the four countries. Who would you say are your target audience? So, in other words, ideally, who do you want to reach?
I want to reach everyone, but in it's like the stone rippling across the river.
Mhm.
You target one, but you aim for the wider influence. And
Yes.
that's what I'm hoping that we can change by influencing others to know that we can reach out and support each other and it doesn't cost, as we all think everything has a price on it.
Okay. So, who are you really reaching out to? Because we said while you can go for everyone, um, specifically, who are the people you are most able to help?
Right now, I'm focused on carers
Yes.
because they do not have a voice in the health service and in employment. They are people that have an illness that is not being attended to because people fail to realize that someone caring for someone else is also suffering and we don't address it. So I'm here to help their voice be heard and to support them in the community.
That sounds so angelic. So, and Dolores, how do you support carers to make their life magical?
Well, I can give you many examples. I do support them in terms of being somebody that they can just talk to and just listen to what they have to say and help them realize that what they're saying is not making them crazy as other people would think. I also support them in doing applications for different aspects of employment or benefits or just be a support in terms of making requests to help them manage their loved ones.
And just share with us some of the feedback you've had, some of the messages that you've had. Share with us some of the differences. Don't be shy.
Don't
Just
be shy. Well, everybody keeps saying that, everybody's take, 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 gimme, gimme, gimme.
yes,
But I have been fortunate that I have given and my carers are giving back. And simple things like people saying to me, do you have someone to clean your office? I can come and do it for you a few days a week so that you don't have to pay so the organization can go on. Or someone saying, I can cook you a meal so you don't have to go home tired and cook a meal. Or even, I'll come and keep your company for a little while, so that you don't take everything on at the same time. And then seeing their relatives transform because they have been able to support them properly has been fantastic.
wonderful. So you share with us, and it really makes that very important point about giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. And in order to be a brilliant giver, you also need to be a brilliant receiver. So you are receiving, and in your receiving and acknowledgement of that, you are also bringing joy to someone because it's the way that they can give back. It's the way in which that they can make a contribution. Because, we often say the secret is your purpose is about you being of service. It is about you giving and not always about you getting.
Yes.
And when you live the purpose for which you are created, the Creator gives you all that is for you in your highest and best ways. So tell me again some of the magical things that has happened for you throughout your life in living your purpose. Because am I right in saying that you were the nurse who actually went to Trinidad to set up cardiac care?
Yes, to start off, I tell people this, but they may not believe me. But at the age of 11, I asked God and told him the only way I can serve his people is being a nurse. And the only profession until now that I had was nursing, straight from school into nursing. And while in my nursing career, after reaching the pinnacle of surgery in Trinidad, that means you're scrubbing for neurosurgery, I left and went to Canada and decided that I should learn something new. And I did, which was cardiac surgery, and returned home in time for when they were planning to start cardiac surgery. So I was the only scrub nurse in Trinidad and Tobago at that time who could have done cardiac surgery. And now we have 3 hospitals performing cardiac surgery in Trinidad.
So that's your legacy. You went
Yes,
back and you trained other nurses how to be that excellent partner with the surgeons.
Yes, I did work with them, and we also set up what you call the cardiac angiogram suite. So I was also the first one to scrub to do those pacemakers and angiogram with the consultants at home. So I have enjoyed a lot of firsts.
Yes. And what other first have you enjoyed?
My other first was making my mark with my sickle cell service in Bristol, and finding out that nobody else did it the way that I did it. When I had the link between both community and hospital very closely bonded, that the patients felt that there was a smooth transition from one to the other on their behalf.
So right now, we have a lot of discussion around the problems in the NHS about bed blocking, about people coming into the acute care and they are not able to come back out into the community in primary care. And you are saying that you set up a service that was integrated and smooth transition. So you saved the service a lot of money.
Well, I don't think they measured it, but I did, because again, it was helping the patients understand what took place in the hospital, what they needed to continue practicing at home, and exposing them to other ways of thinking. Because I introduced psychotherapy to some of my patients, and my legacy with that is that one of my patients stayed out of hospital an entire year before she went back in after having psychotherapy, when she normally would have been admitted every 2 to 3 months.
Mhm. Yes. And so you have had the full stream really from adult care, cardiac care, sickle cell, where you have been treating everyone in the community, children and adults, and now your focus is on carers.
That's correct. So I have the full picture in terms of the carers and being cared for. And I say to people, I'm fortunate that I have been in each role that I can support my services. I have been a carer, I have been cared for, and I was a registered nurse.
And still are, because you're still on the register.
So that's how it goes. So when people say to me, "You don't understand," I said, "Understand which part are you talking about?" Well, as a carer, I said, "Yes, I have been there. I nursed my mother, my grandmother, my aunt, my uncle, and that was at home, not in hospital. So I do know."
You do know. You do know.
And
So,
working with young carers has been an eye opener for me, because most people don't even think about that they exist. And these children go to school after having prepared breakfast or giving their parents medication and other things that they do prior to going to school, and go back home and follow through on what they didn't complete. And we are totally oblivious to what they're doing. And we need to really look at that, so that they can have part of their childhood and not only be an adult from a young age.
so tell me something. You are saying that we are not really meeting the needs of young carers. So what's the youngest carer that you are aware of, Andaloris? No, don't tell me the name, just tell me the age.
Well, the youngest carer I'm aware of is, let's say, under 10.
Under 10.
Yes.
So between 5 and 10,
Yes.
and nearer to 6 or 7,
Nearer to 7.
nearer to 7. So a 6-year-old nearer to 7 um, is getting up and really ensuring that the parents' needs are met, and then getting themselves ready to go to school and to
Mhm.
learn and to return and take on the full responsibility again of meeting the parents' need.
Yes, unknowingly, that's what they're doing.
Oh my
Because they, they
goodness.
just they just they just see it, well, helping mom can't come out of bed. I was called to a case where one of the children was bedwetting, so they were going to school in their clothes and were smelling of,
Mhm.
so they were being bullied and called names and things in school, unknowing to the teachers that the mom could not come out of bed and she didn't contact anybody to let, you know, our pride gets in the way.
Yes.
And it's not until they realized what was happening that support was put in there to support her, because she was working, taking care of her three kids, going to university, and then suddenly got ill.
Mhm.
Her whole world changed. And she didn't know how to deal with that and cope with it, and didn't know where to get help.
So this child is wetting him or herself
Mm.
as a cry out for help.
So it's now going to be addressed because she has been able to get a GP to help her get some other stuff put in place. So it's getting there. It's not totally comfortable, but it's getting there.
Mhm. Mhm. So if you had to, and this may seem like a silly question given what you've just shared, but if you had to really say what is it you are bringing to the carers physically, socially, emotionally, and spiritually, what words would you use to um, describe or share what you are bringing to carers?
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Because when irregardless of whether we've solved this situation or not, after we've had a conversation, I would get the comment, I am comfortable now. I am less stressed and I can move forward. So I would say peace of mind.
Peace of mind. A peace of mind that passeth all understanding in many respects.
Yeah, and people don't realize how a peace of mind can help you see things differently. The problem is there, but you're not going to be as high strung and stressed by it, because you now can look at it calmly and pull it apart and fix what you can fix and leave, be discerning what you can do from what you can't do, and then work from there.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. So, Auntie Loris, you're supporting others to have peace of mind. What is it that supports you to get out of bed each day and to go and do what you do?
Just knowing that I'm coming here to help someone, the joy in that.
So
Just
the
knowing that I can influence somebody's life for a moment, for a day, whatever it is.
so you are really living your passion.
Yes, because again, I have another client who's over 65, and someone stopped her attendance allowance, which affected her pension, which affected her housing benefit, which affected her council tax, and everything went into array.
Mhm,
And she didn't know where to turn. And it's only when things got out of control for her that she spoke to a friend, and the friend asked me to go and visit. And it took just a phone call. Half an hour we sat down there, made all the phone calls on her behalf while she's present, and it was reinstated, and things have now started falling back in place for her. And she said, I can sleep better now. So what do I say to that?
mhm. What do you say to that, Auntie Loris?
Thank you, Lord.
Ah, so thank you, Lord, and thank you, Lord, for you, Auntie Loris, for standing up in the way in which you have to go and create a service. You have gone out, it wasn't something that was existed. You have gone out there and said, there is a need here, and I am actually going to fulfill that need.
Yes, it was there because I have seen people come into hospital, and my ethos has been treat the patient and the family as the entire family suffering from the illness.
Mhm.
And I want to continue that in the community because, yes, everybody says this person's in hospital, but they forget that the person's grieving at home because they cannot help. They're not sure what's taking place because nobody speaks to them and explain what it is supposed to happen. And one of the things I want to challenge the NHS on, their discharge planning. Why aren't they fully explaining to people the changes that have occurred so that when people go home, their expectations are not disappointed? Because when mom has a stroke and goes home and you just say, oh, your mother had a stroke and she needs to be cared for, what does that mean?
Yeah.
We need to stop just making blanket statements and help people to manage, and we will see less people coming in hospital as a recurring decimal.
Yeah. So, what comes over to me is that you are a living, breathing example of the message that it is not about you and Dolores, it's about everyone else. And what you are actually demonstrating here is that when you make everyone's life better, your life automatically is expanding in positive and outstanding ways. So, share with us some of the other ways in which your life is expanding. So, for example, I know that you're a poet. Is it that so?
Yes, I am. And that I started writing quite a while ago, but did nothing with it until last year when I shared one of my poems with someone, and she said, well, you should be reading this out for others. And that's how I started sharing with other people because it was just in my book. And what I like is that with it is a positive feeling, positive vibes that can be spread with words. And for me as a child, I was never a physical fighter, even though I'm a tall, statuesque person. I never fought. And I took my fight to words. And I learned that words could be the most destructive or constructive thing.
Mhm. I love that quote, and I'm going to borrow it and attribute it to you. I took my fight to words. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. I took my fight to words. And am I correct that parts of one of your poems was read by one of the nominees at the recent Radio Works BAFTA Awards?
Oh, yes, that is so. She took 3 lines out of my poem called Time. She just loved it.
And is that something you know by heart, or you can just share the gist of that with us?
The gist of it is that time is precious. And my 2 lines were time should be given its crown and time should be given its place. And from that is that people waste time and then try to regain time, but when it's gone, it's gone. So we should use it at the moment when it's there.
Mhm. And in living your purpose and being in alignment and so joyfully living your passion, how do you create also space for other things in your life?
I ask for freedom and I am free.
You have freedom.
Yes.
That's so beautiful. You must be among 1% of people who feel they have freedom.
I am free and I'm happy.
Approximately 97% of people in the world do not feel that they are free. So is it a mindset? Would you say it's a mindset? How have you arrived at this?
Coming to England, shocked my system and helped me to realize that I am free, because I took it for granted at home, because we live and let live.
Yeah.
And the way I went to school and the way I grew up at home, the struggles that people experience here and the barriers that they feel, I was not part of that until I came here.
Mhm.
It wasn't in my vocabulary at that time.
Yeah.
But I've learned to deal with it and still enjoy my freedom, because I was born free and I will be free and I am free. And
Yeah.
I will take that forever and ever.
I love that, Andalois, because one of the messages that this passion show leaves with audiences, and we continue to say it, is that it is your choice to live your life on purpose or not. What will you choose? Will you choose a life of purpose or not? Because when you're fully engaged with the work that you enjoy, then you are then at your very best and you are happy. And you said it. You said, I am free and I am happy. And when you are in this state, you feel even more joyful and even more purposeful. You sleep with comfort, and everything in your life falls into place and make life worthwhile. And when you're in this emotion, you stay open to what could happen. So share with us how you stay open to the possibilities in life.
Well, at first it was a difficult transition, in that I, like you said, when you give, you're supposed to receive. I was always not receiving, because, oh, don't bother with it, don't bother, because it's all right. I just did it for that. But then I realized I am stopping that person from having the same joy that I have when I give.
Okay.
So I have to be open
Mhm. Mhm.
to allow somebody else to feel the way I feel in sharing.
And that's so important, is allow. So I am allowing. I am free. I am joyful. I am allowing. And it's my experience that even when you are not totally clear, by staying in the mindset that I am allowing, just being in that mindset, then things open up for you.
I will agree, because this journey from October 2015 to now has been a release, has been acceptance, and it allowed me to see that my soul is being smothered. So I am free to be me, and being me allows me to gain more relationship, friendship, connections, whatever comes my way, and I accept.
Brilliant. And last week, I actually said to the audience, get into the habit of creating yourself anew each and every day. How would you agree with that? Around creating, getting into the habit of creating yourself anew each and every day? How do you do that, if you
Well,
have?
how you do that is think about nature
Mhm.
and look at everything around you, and you realize everything has a reason and a season, and then it repeats itself. And if you look at each blossom of each flower, you can almost see the difference in each one of them. So, therefore, why can't you be like that? You're beautiful bloom, but each day you don't bloom the same way, because the sunlight didn't hit you in the same direction. So you just open yourself and shift. to get the best out of you.
That's such a beautiful metaphor. And as a gardener, I love that. I really do love that. Yes. So, what I hear from you, Andaloris, is that you are ready for what could show up in your life.
Yes.
You're open to that. You're allowing. You're open. You're allowing.
Because I blocked, structured, controlled, and that didn't manifest happiness and positivity and freedom. It gave me heartache. It tore me apart. But then I turned and I said to myself, Lord, you know that I gave freely. So as I give freely, free me.
Mhm.
And here I am.
And here you are. And here you are. And one of the things that we'd like the audience to remember is that you never know what will show up in your life. You can only stay open to what is required of you in the now. And so, as you have said, when you let go of the fixed ideas of the way you think things should be, and when you get out of your way and allow life to form from the formless, which is the perfect organizing power of nature, you flow with life. And I just love the way that you reminded us that the sun doesn't hit the flower at the same spot each day, because the earth is turning and is continuously turning. That is just so beautiful. Let me share something with you of something that happened to me today. Well, um, this morning I was due to be in London, and so I got up and I got myself organized and I got myself there. And like us who multitask, and you're sitting on the train and you're trying to catch up on your emails to see if there was anything important that you've missed. And so here I am on this train, opening up my emails in my iPhone, just to see if there's anything that I need to be giving attention to. And this is an email from a publisher who says that they are not the traditional publishers, and that they have been looking around at the master's dissertations at King's College, and they came upon my dissertation that I wrote around the health needs of the African Caribbean woman, and they said it's so brilliant, we want to publish it. I haven't even gone back to them as yet, apart from just saying, I have acknowledged this and I will be contacting you soon. But here you are 30 years later, because I did that work in a long time ago. Yes. So there we go. 30. So be open. A long time ago, I am being open to possibilities. And work that I did 30 years ago, somebody's ready to publish now. So it's, just be ready and stay within the now. So, and Dolores, what further value would you want to bring to the listeners? What is it? What is it? What else do you want to share with them?
I would like to share that sometimes the light is around you, but your eyes are closed to it. So you need to open and see. And it doesn't always come from where you think it does need to come from. It may come from somewhere else. So be aware of the different lights that are around you and which ones will shine in your path.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I love that. The light is there around it, but sometimes you cannot see it because your eyes are closed. Okay. So you want us to open our eyes.
Yes.
You
because
want
it has happened to me. It was around me. I didn't see it until one day. Wait a minute. Okay. And the love came. So let it in.
let it in, let the light in. So you want us to dream. You want us to stay dreaming. You want us to discover our dreams, go back and dream if we're not dreaming, um, and get in touch with what makes our heart sing. And you want us to remember that we need to stay open. And and the third message you're giving to us, you're saying that the light is around us, but sometimes our eyes are closed. So what we need to do is to let the light in.
Yes.
So when when I let the light in, when you let the light in, and when our listeners, each and every person, let the light in, then we become even more clear of the power of who we are. So so dear listener, I'm talking to you now individually. When you let the light in, you become even more aware of the power of who you are. You become even more aware of the power of who you will become. And you become even more aware of the power of your capacity and the power of your relationships, the power of your spirituality, and the power of concentration and flow. And these are some of the things that I talk about in a book that will be published on my birthday around the powerful you. Those of your power, the power of who you are, the power of who you will become, the power of your capacity, the power of your relationships, the power of your spirituality, and the power of concentration and flow. So, living your passion, there's nothing else to do, is there? Because
No.
then you're not living.
You will fly like an eagle.
Oh,
Think
tell me,
about it. You will fly like the eagle.
tell me a little bit more about the eagle and what the eagle means for you.
The eagle is the most majestic bird that I can think of, and its wings are so widespread, and the eyes are so sharp, it can see the smallest of things to focus on,
Yes.
but yet still it's big and it goes through the molten stage, so therefore it can regrow, rebirth itself. And that's what I like. You don't have to stay in your old feathers all the time. You can grow it again. So that's why I hold on to the eagle.
How be-
Flying high.
how beautiful. So what I hear from that is that for me, for our listeners, you're really encouraging us to look for ways to really be an active force in our lives. Would you say that?
Yes.
And so we must take charge of our destinies and
And
design a life of substance and truly begin to live our dreams.
definitely.
So, listener, I would like you to write down these questions. Am I ready to be an active force in my life? And only you can answer that, yes or no. Am I ready to be an active force in my life? Am I open to taking charge of walking into my destiny? Am I ready to design a life of substance and truly begin to live my dream? And then, even more questions. What are my dreams? What are my dreams? And so next week, when we are speaking more deeply about dreams, I'd want to bring some metaphors about dreams and to have someone share with you about living the dream and walking through doors that they didn't even know exist. I don't know who that person will be yet, but that person will show up when you are on purpose. Things.
Open.
So I think for you listener, I really want to extend this invitation to you to move into the realm of your greatness, because you remember how we open our shows, and on Radio Works World we said, wherever you are in the world, welcome to Radio Works World. We are a family of genius farmers growing the seeds of greatness together. So I really want you to move into the realm of your greatness. And when you move into the realm of your greatness, you begin to empower you. You empower you. And when you empower you, you become conscious of your own leadership abilities to inspire and to lead with courage. Because we're all leaders. When you are working with your passion and you are living your purpose, you are leading your life, and you are leading in such a way that you are of service to others. You are leading with courage, you are leading with authenticity, you are leading with love, and dare I say, you are leading with wisdom and through the divine light of spirit. So I really want you to think deeply about the questions that we pose. And are you really ready to step into your greatness? And if you have already stepped into your greatness, I'd like to hear from you, because I'd like to interview you. So let me know how you are experiencing this show. And remember, if you want something to change, you have got to change something. So I want to leave you with this statement. Get your pencil and paper and write this down. Are you ready to write? I trust that you are. So here comes a statement. It is not about the life you are living. It is about creating a life that you want to have lived. I'll read it again. I'll say it again. It is not about the life you are living. It is about creating a life that you want to have lived. So what is the life you want to have lived? And how are you going to step into your greatness and into your power? So, Andalores, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing with us, and to make the space available at relatively short notice. So you are a gem, and I unconditionally love and support you just the way you are, in all your power and radiant magnificence, making a difference out there for carers. And thank you for the many, 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 many years of service that you have given in the different countries, and for living your purpose, and for serving, caring, leading, and inspiring others. And I do know that you are also very interested in supporting the younger generation.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, and I almost don't want to let you go. Tell us something about, you had a party recently for your carers. How many people came?
About 90
90 carers came to your party.
carers and their support mechanisms, yes. And we dressed up with brims and bows, hats and ties.
I think you need to send some of those photographs into Marina. Marina would love to publish those photographs.
Okay, I can do that. It
Oh,
was beautiful.
okay. So, to our listeners, I'm going to leave you now. And before I go, I want to once again appreciate Marina because, without her power and without her passion and without her purpose, we would not be having this conversation because Marina makes it happen. I really don't know how she does it. I honestly don't with all that she does. But she just tirelessly go on passionately creating the shows, opening up more space for others, and Marina inspires me to come on here and just chat away to you and to bring other people. So, Marina, I don't know where you are, but here we are, darling, appreciating you for your love, for your passion. And in the final few minutes that I have, I am just going to ask you, listener, to take a nice deep breath in and breathe out. And breathe in again and breathe out. And with your next breath, I'd like you to send your attention to your feet and just imagine that the energy in your feet are growing roots. And those energetic roots go down through the foundation of wherever you are. If you're sitting outside, if you're in your home, wherever, your your energetic roots are going down from your feet. And they go down into the center of Mother Earth. And as they go into the center of Mother Earth, they find in Mother Earth the substance that you need to support you. Remember that Earth is the substance. Earth gives us the food. Earth gives us a lot of what we want. And Earth finds this and sends it back to you. And it comes up through your feet and it comes up into your heart. And so above, so below. So the energies from the galaxies at the moment are sending energies down through the top of your head. And this comes into your heart. And now the energies from above and the energies from below are mixing within your heart. And you take another deep breath in and you breathe that out through the center of your heart, out into the quantum universe. And as you breathe that out into the quantum universe, you are making the connection for you to be on purpose, for you to be fully engaged with your passion. And you are now supported deeply by the Archangel Uriel. And Archangel Uriel supports us to have clarity, vision, wisdom, and to stay on thought with our purpose. So breathe in now. And just imagine that Archangel Uriel is with you, right in front of you now. And Archangel Uriel takes out any anxieties that you may have within your solar plexus. Ask the Archangel to remove any anxieties that you may have in your solar plexus. Ask the Archangel Uriel to give you clarity around any areas in your life in which you are not yet clear or where you need even further clarity. And ask the Archangel to support you with your vision and with your wisdom. And breathe in again and just imagine that there's a ball of light that has come out from the earth And it comes up and it passes through you and it goes out through the top of your head. And as this ball of light goes out through the top of your head, it goes up faster and wider. And you are looking up with your closed eyelids. Under your closed eyelids, you're looking up and you're following this ball of light. And this ball of light rockets out in passes the planetary system out through the Milky Way, and it rockets in out into dark matter where everything exists, and it collects the wisdom and it rockets into the clear luminescence of light. And in the clear luminescence of light is the creation of all that is and the creator of all that is. So now you co-create with your creator. And as you co-create with your creator, you make this command. And the noise I can hear your movement. So you may need to close your mic. So as you co-create with your creator, I say silently, I don't know how I am open to my purpose now. I only know now I am open to my purpose now and I am fulfilled. I don't know how I allow myself to be on purpose now. I only know now I allow myself to be on purpose now and I am fulfilled. I don't know how I live my passion. I only know now I live my passion and I am fulfilled. I don't know how I know the Creator's definition of what my passion is. I only know now I know the Creator's definition of what my passion is. I don't know how I allow myself to experience my passion. I only know now I allow myself to experience my passion. And let all these commands expand and expand and expand into something even greater than your commanded. And they are now expanding and expanding, and they will continue to expand out into the quantum universe. So see what comes in through your mind's eye. Hear what comes into your intuition and feel the feeling in your body of you being relaxed, of you being even more clear around your purpose and your passion. And bring this feeling of clarity. Bring the vision down of whatever comes to you. Bring the wisdom down. And as the days and weeks to come, it will unfold even more. And now unwind out of your DNA, unwind out of your cellular structure, unwind out of your social meetings, your social structure, unwind, unwind, unwind all ways in which you have not been clear. And rewind clarity, and rewind vision, and peace be with you. Thank you. And Dolores, please close your mic. And Dolores, please close your mic. Please close. I can hear you.
Hello, Maslin.
Yes, please close your mic because I can still hear you.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. Thank you. Peace be with you, listeners. Until we meet again next week, peace be with you. Bye bye. Sending you love and light. Sending you love and light.